Hello everyone and welcome to another review by Emily Illustrator. Today I'm super excited to check this out with you. I discovered Arteza is selling pencil sharpeners now and I wanted to grab a few of them and kind of compare. Arteza was wonderful enough to send me these. So what we're going to do, there's actually a fourth one, but we're going to be looking at today the classic light duty 2-hold battery operated pencil sharpener, the medium duty premium automatic pencil sharpener with smart sharpening auto stop technology. So I'm curious to see that. And then we have the heavy duty Pro Series single hole electric pencil sharpener. So we're going to take a look at these one at a time and kind of go through them. I think we'll start, let's do heavy duty first, then we'll go medium, and then we will go light duty. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so I haven't taken these out of the box at all. I haven't looked at them. They are just straight up from fresh from the box. So info that we have for it, it is a 100 to 120 volt plug-in. So these are catered to US plugs. So if you are living in the UK, you will probably need to get an adapter. But we have a single hole electric pencil sharpener, 8mm pencils, and then it says strong torque, extra durable, 2-year limited warranty. Let's take a look back here. Looks like it's got overheat protection, heavy duty steel blade, built-in safety switch, and non-skid rubber feet. So that's very cool. All right, well, what do you say we go ahead and take it out of the box and take a look? All right, so this little tab comes out. All right, first things first, we have electric pencil sharpener here and troubleshooting, how to use it. So yeah, that's all easy enough. All right, so in here we have got, looks like some foam to protect it in shipping, so that's good. Let's go ahead and pull it on out. Okay, we're gonna put the box to the side here. A little protector cover on here. Okay. Take the bag off here. All right, so first of all, it's fairly heavy, very sturdy. Like I said, it's got the rubber feet on the bottom. It also tells you the model and the volts and the amps and all that if you need that information. It's got the single hole here. Looks like we've got grips on the sides, so yep, that just pops right out to empty it. It's a little bit, the catch for it I think is a little smaller than I anticipated. So you want to make sure not to let that get too full. In comparison to I have another one, I'll post up. I'll put a picture like over here, but it's got a larger catch for the shavings, but it pops in and out really nice with the rubber feet on the bottom. It doesn't slide out at all. So let's get this twist tie off. And we'll get this plugged in and we will give it a shot. I pulled a few pencils today that we're going to test out. So different sizes, different barrel shapes. So we've got the Castle Art, we've got a square brute ferner, we've got a Prismacolor, we've got a triangular shaped Ergosoft, a thicker luminance, we've got a, what is that, a hexagonal shape for Pablo's, and then we have the Faber-Castell Polychromos, because some of these are a little bit wider, some of them are different shaped. So we're gonna test out and see how they all do. Yes, I chose all red. All right, let's get this plugged in. This is going to be really interesting we'll see how loud it is here. All right, so let's go ahead, twist tie, move that. Okay, so first test, haven't ever used it before, plugged it in. Let's try with the Castle Art. So it's not too loud. It definitely doesn't stop when it's done, but holy heck, look at that point. Look at that. That is clean. That is so clean. All right, let's try a Polychromo here. It's definitely a little tight going in, but oh my gosh, look at that. But yeah, it does not stop once it's sharpened, so you could eat away your whole pencil if you weren't careful. So it fit the Polychromo, it fit the Castle Arts. Let's try the Pablo. It's really not too loud. Holy heck, that's sharp. It's got a pretty tight grip around it. I don't think the Lumis are gonna fit. No, I mean, I don't want to force it. I don't want to force it. Otherwise it's going to get stuck and it doesn't stop. So far this one does not fit the Lumis comfortably. Let's try the Ergosoft. Yeah, it did okay on that. I felt like it was struggling just a little bit to go around it because of its shape, but it did sharpen it. And that's, look at that point. That's so good. That is so good. Okay, let's try these square brutes. And that is a no for the brutes. It does not fit on the brutes. Then Prismacolor. Woohoo, yeah, that could eat that up real fast. So something to keep in mind then, it does not auto stop once it's completely sharpened. So it will fit the smaller barrel pencils. It will not fit the brutes or the Lumis. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, next up we have the medium duty automatic pencil sharpener. Now I know we did the other one and that's probably meant more for graphite, but for our particular channel, we want to explore all the sharpeners because what we use mainly are color pencils. So it's good to know how they work with it. But for this one, so this one is 7 to 11 millimeter pencils. So this one, theoretically, I think should fit the larger pencils, but we'll check it out. So it's got the smart sharpening, auto stop technology. Let's see, multi-diameter. Let's take a look on the back. Looks like that's about it. So let's go ahead and open it up and get it plugged in. I'm just gonna lift up the flap here. Okay, got nice little packaging here. All right, what do we have here? We've got an adapter. We've got, if I could grab it, we've got the instructions for it. Keep receptacle in place, tightly close before use. Push pencil gently, motor starts automatically. Spend a few seconds, motor stops automatically after reaching the best sharpening point. Remove the pencil after the motor stops. I might need to grab some fresh pencils since these are all sharpened. Okay, let's pull this out. Okay, so it's got a nice sleek shape to it. It is an upright sharpener versus the other. You can see here it's got, oh wait, do you turn it? Or maybe it just says it can fit from there to there. It looks like there was a little bit of a, oh no, that's just adhesive that's on there. Let's take a look at the instructions and see if we're supposed to turn it or not. Because it's got that arrow there. It doesn't say anything. Oh, it says don't put your fingers in it. So, you know, that's good. Don't put your fingers in the sharpener, people. Let's see. Don't put too much pressure. Don't force the pencil. It doesn't say anything. So the arrows must mean like it just fits from 7 to 11, which it's got a pretty wide entrance there. So I think that will be the case. So let's go ahead and, well, we haven't sharpened the the Brute or the Lumi yet. So let's do those first and get this twist tie off. There we go. All right, looks like we've got a little protective cover there. So this one is an AC adapter. It's got a different plug, but yet again, it's an American plug. So if you were using this in another country, you would probably have to get an adapter for it. Looks like it's got the outlet on the back here. That just goes in like so. All right, let's move this stuff out of the way here. Okay, let's go ahead and try the Lumi first, shall we? So apparently, if I'm understanding it correctly, oh wait, let's see here first. How easily does this come out? Not quite as smooth as the other one, but it looks like it should hold a fair amount, except something to keep in mind, you're not gonna wanna fill your shavings all the way up here because this is the back wall, which means if you go past this back wall, when you pull it out, your shavings are gonna go everywhere. So let's see, back in. All right, perfect. All right, so theoretically, I think this is supposed to stop. Oh, that's kind of cool. I wonder if you can store your pencils in the back there. It's like a little built-in pencil cup. That's cool. Does it say that on there? That it's a built-in pencil cup? No, but it could be. It Could be. I'd probably use it as a little pencil cut. Okay, sorry. Mind wandering. All right, let's go ahead and test this now. All right. So this is the Lumi. Okay, I think I did that wrong. Are you supposed to hold it while it does it? Keep the receptacle in place and tightly closed before use. Push the pencil gently. Motor starts automatically. Spend a few seconds, then the motor stops automatically after reaching the best sharpening point. Remove the pencil after the motor stops. Okay. So we'll try holding it. It's a little bit louder than the other one for sure. Okay, so it did. Oh, look at how sharp that is. Look at how sharp that is. Holy heck. That's intense. I will say, like, I think I need to get used to how to hold it because it sounded like the motor was slowing down a little bit. And I don't want to, you know, I don't want to ruin the motor at all. Let's try it with the Brute, yeah? Okay, well, that worked much better. I think I was just holding it wrong on the other one. But that is nice and sharp. Yeah, and that took it really well. I mean, if it could take those, let's put an already sharpened one and see what it does. Well, that's interesting. So it was already sharp when it went in. It was already sharp when it went in, but maybe it like defaults to, it goes for at least a couple seconds. But here's all the shavings, kind of how they fall into there. So I would say that if you're going to empty it, kind of give it a quick tap. I don't know, someone's probably going to be watching and be like, no, don't smack it, don't shake it. But I think if you wanted it all to be down in the little receptacle, then you want to make sure to give it a little bit of a tap. But it worked like that. I mean, it stopped the way we wanted to. When the other one says heavy duty, I think it's meant for like a lot of them, but I will say I felt like the other one was a little bit more secure. Let's try a Prismacolor real quick. I do kind of like that though. Now that I'm using it a little bit more, let's try an Ergosoft. Yeah, see, it's not over sharpening them by any means. Yeah, that one works really nice too. I feel like the other one gives it just a little bit more of a point. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. Let's get it in focus here. Okay. So this one was sharpened with the heavy duty. This one was sharpened with that. And do you see how it comes to just a little bit more of a point? And this one's a little bit more flat. I like the auto stop technology, but so far out of the two, I think I prefer the heavy duty one so far. But we're not done yet. We still need to check out the light duty one, which honestly is probably a bit better for color pencils, because the trick with electric pencil sharpeners, especially when it comes to sharpening your nice pencils, is that it can run away with it and sharpen it more than you would like. So at this point, pros and cons between the two is that, so this one is louder than this one. This one does not fit Lumis or Brutes, so this is only going to fit your standard width pencils. This one fits it a little bit more. This one has the smart stop technology. This one absolutely doesn't. This one will sharpen until that pencil is gone. So you have to make sure that you don't hold it in too long. So that's where I'm at so far. They definitely have pros and cons to it. I mean, if I'm using the larger pencils, then I'll most definitely use this one. But so far they're both pretty good. So let's take a look at the smaller one. All right, so we're on to the smaller one now. This one is the Arteza Classic. This is the light duty. This is a 2-hole battery operated pencil sharpener. It takes 4 AA batteries. I'll have to let you know eventually when it comes down to it how long its battery life is. 6 to 12 millimeter pencils. It's got the 2, so it'll probably sharpen the Lumis as well since it's up to 12. Same information all here on the back. It's black. Okay, I think that's all we need to know about it. Let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, so we open it up. Got the little plastic in it. It's got its little instructions here. It's so cute. Look how little it is. Oh, I like it. And it's battery operated too. Okay, now we've got to switch for open. First, let's check this. Okay, so when you're emptying the shavings, here's what I'm going to say. Because I will say that doesn't seem... I feel like that's going to make a big old mess. So definitely use like a little vacuum or something. But here's what I would recommend when taking it off. Pop it just a little bit and then turn it and then hold it like this and then go and empty it. But definitely don't just, or I have a feeling it's just going to go everywhere. And it looks like put those plastic coverings on it. Okay. So batteries are going to go in the middle. What is this here? Open. Oh, okay. I kind of like that. That's got to be a safety feature because with this being wide enough, a child, like this is easily the width of a child's finger. So to actually put something in there, you need to open this and then put it in. So not only is it going to act as additional support for your pencil, like there's no batteries in it right now, so it's not going to go. But when you put it in, it's going to help to hold that in place, but also it's going to keep a kid from just sticking, because this is small enough that their finger wouldn't fit, but this is going to keep a kid from just sticking their finger in there if they happen to get hold of it. I'd like to think that you're not going to leave your children unsupervised with your electric pencil sharpener, but things happen. All right, let's go ahead and open this up down here. So push that down, pop it open. Okay, so these slide in here. I've got some batteries right here. Okay, so what do we have here? Positive, negative. Okay. Boom, boom. There we go. Everybody's gonna see if I struggle to put this in. Ah, we did it, woohoo! Okay, so we have 6 to 8 millimeters and 9 to 12. Let's try the 9 to 12 first. Okay, so we're gonna open it up. Woo! Oh, holy heck. But you can see the angle is different on here, which is actually a little bit better for colored pencils. I wonder, I'm going to let the lid close on it. I feel like the motor, like it did catch a little bit, and it's not cutting as smoothly as I would like. Let's see, will it fit in here? Oh. No, it doesn't fit there. Don't do that at home. Okay, let's try the brutes and see how it changes the shape of the pencil here. Okay, there we go. Okay, it does not have the Smart Stop technology, so you gotta keep it. It took a little bit longer because it changed the complete shape of that. So I'm gonna turn this on its side so you can see kind of how these are spinning when you go in. Let's do this smaller one here, okay? Let's move the shavings out of the way here. Okay, so it's gonna be this one that's going to spin now. So let's put in a Polychromo here. Now it's gonna go for a little bit longer because it's changing it from the length that this is now to something as short as that, which is pretty different. But honestly, this much lead exposure and this angle of sharpening is going to be much more conducive to color pencils. So you can see it working in there. There we go. Well, that's interesting. That's still pretty long. I wonder, let's try putting it in here, because it could be that this one here does a long point and this one here does a shorter point. Let's try putting it in here. And I'm cringing because I know I'm using up some of the pencil, but I really want to be able to show you all this. So let's go ahead and put it in here. Okay. Catching just a little bit. Okay, yeah, so that's gonna have to do with the angle of the pencil. Either way, I think, here, let's try it with the Ergosoft. I think for what we're doing, I think you could get away with just getting the battery one. The downside to it, keep in mind though, is because it is battery powered, it's not rechargeable, it doesn't have a cord, and it does take 4 AA batteries. And in my lifetime of getting batteries for my kids' toys, 4 AA batteries is quite a bit. So I think we'll have to see in the long term how long these batteries last, because that's gonna tell us a lot about it. So let's try the Ergosoft here. So it triggers not by pressing down, but by this little white thing here. So you see how I'm just tapping it? That's what turns it on. And I think it's the same thing for this one. So it pushes on either side here. So both of the blades are spinning when you're doing this. So let's go ahead and try out the Ergosoft in here. It's probably better to keep it upright. It does not have the Smart Stop technology, but whew, that is a nice fine point. That is really good. That is really, really good. Let's go ahead and see. Let's grab my pencil shaving jar here. Now that these all have shavings in it, let's go ahead and empty it and we'll see how big of a mess it makes when we empty it. Okay, I'm gonna do it over the jar, just like I would any other pencil sharpener. Okay, pop it open, just like I was saying, because I don't want it to dump everywhere. If you're emptying it into a garbage can, then it's probably, I have a, you know, it's a jar, so I'm trying to get it all to fit. So I'm trying to be a little bit more careful. But there we go. There's that. Of course, you got lots of little red shavings in there. Didn't make too big of a mess, but I also went into it, you know, having kind of looked at it beforehand and kind of knowing how to pull it out. Let's grab this one here. This was the heavy duty. Nice and simple, but it's a smaller tray, so you're just going to want to keep an eye on that. Make sure you empty it pretty frequently. Okay, I made a little bit of mess, but that was my own fault. Okay, and then let's grab the medium duty here. Okay, I'm gonna tap this forward just a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to carefully pull that out. Okay, so it's all just sitting in there. Maybe. Okay. All right. So let's talk pros and cons, shall we? Let's get all 3 sharpeners out here. So I feel like each one of them brings something to the table. And like I said, there is a 4th one on Arteza's website. You can take a look at that one there. But as far as these 3, I feel like they really expressed kind of everything in there. So pros and cons, all right? Corded, these are pros. So pro, corded, con, not corded. On the other hand of that though, portable, not portable. As far as emptying the shavings, the heavy duty one wins. It's got a little bit better of a compartment, a little bit more compact. This one, if I were to rate them as far as emptying the shavings are concerned, 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place, mostly because this one, although it's tall, you have to keep an eye that it doesn't fill up all the way. You know, no more than that, otherwise it's going to fall out. But also because this one's a little bit easier to pull out than this one is. Let's see, what else? Con for this one, does not fit the Lumis or the Brutes, so any of the larger pencils. But of course, you go into that knowing it because they put the size on the box. But just so something to keep in mind, will not fit the larger pencils. Does fit the larger pencils, sharpens to a very long, fine point. So that's good. That's good. Depending on like how soft the lead is. I wouldn't necessarily want a really long point with a Lumi because it's such a soft lead. So let's see. Pros for this one, it also does the larger ones. As far as battery life, like I said, we'll have to see how long this one lasts. Let's see. They all sharpen to really nice fine points. This one was just slightly finer than this one, but again, they each have their own merits. So overall, if I were to rate these, I think part of it would have to do with what pencils I was using, but I think the number one winner for me out of convenience and overall being able to sharpen any one pencil at any time, it's going to be this one. I like that it's battery powered, but again, if the battery, if say I'm coloring every day and the battery dies after, it dies after 2 weeks, then that's probably going to kind of play against it a little bit. I will say with this one though, I was just looking at the instructions to double check. You can replace the blades on here. You can take the blade out and put the blade back in. So these ones have replaceable blades. Let's look at the instructions for the other two and see if those ones have replaceable blades. Because it is different. This one has a traditional blade like you would on like a little handheld sharpener, which is why maybe the sharpen wasn't quite as smooth as some of these, because as you can see, this one has the traditional like old school kind of rotary sharpener to it. So you are going to get a little bit different of a sharpen style, but these ones do have replaceable blades. Yeah, and for this one, it does say, do not put too much pressure, do not force or shove a pencil. So definitely, go at it easy. Empty the receptacle when it's half full, so it won't operate if it's too full. Let's take a look at this one here real quick. It does say not to let this one overheat. Like if you're using a ton, like say you got a brand new set of pencils and there's 120 pencils in it, careful that it doesn't overheat. I mean, and you'll be able to feel it, I'm sure. It gets hot. It says, if overheated due to excessive and continuous use, the motor shuts off. Allow the sharpener to cool before resuming operation. Approximate resting time, 10 minutes. Recommended maximum continuous operating time, 2 minutes. So something to keep in mind there. It doesn't look like this one gives a estimated lifespan of the batteries. It does say do not sharpen crayons, chalk, or soft waxy pencils as they will clog the sharpen blade. So I guess if you're doing Prismacolors or Lumis, I don't know, they're not super waxy. I think they mean something more in terms of like almost crayon-like. But maybe send a graphite sharpener through it just to kind of clear it out if you need to. I think that's about it. It doesn't say anything about its longevity, so I guess we'll have to test that and see how it goes. So yeah, bottom line wrap up is I would probably rate this one number 1. These ones about equally depending on the project that I am doing. I like that this one is auto stop. Yeah, I feel like you really can't go wrong, except for the fact that this one doesn't sharpen the larger pencils. But I think my number 1 winner is going to be this one. But if you want something that's more corded, then as a whole, because of these two universally being able to sharpen your pencils, I would probably go with this one because it will fit the larger pencils. But yeah, that is my consensus on the 3 Arteza sharpeners. So the links for everything will be in the description below. I was so excited to show these to you. I was just like, holy heck, they have sharpeners. I mean, we all love, our doll 133 sharpener. I've got decorative stickers. We're gonna have to decorate these ones too. And then, of course, we've got handheld, but this is like where handheld and automatic meet. I feel like, yeah, I'm pleased with it. I'm very pleased. If it changes down the line and maybe they don't last as long as I'd like, whatever, I'll keep y'all posted and kind of see how it all goes. But yeah, that is my consensus on the brand new Arteza sharpeners. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you like what you saw today, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.